don't hardly speak no more. I knowed she'd be suffering, and I needed to do something about it, but I didn't know what. Ma just gets thinner and thinner. I'm becoming a mountain, while Ma's becoming the wind. It'd be one of them rare spring nights when Tomcat had stayed home. I just finished cooking up a mess of greens, fried taters, cornbread, and pork chops. Oh, those pork chops be mighty tasty, but I knowed they would be. Tomcat and me killed them hogs ourselves last fall. People all around say I'm the best hog curer in these parts. I don't tell them how I does it. I got me my own special ingredient, kinda came on it by accident. Well, anyway, the dishes were done, and there was a whole mess of them fried taters left, so I scooped them up in a big bowl and went out onto the porch. Tomcat be sitting out there chewing and a-spitting some.
Claudine, you gonna eat all them taters?
What business is that of yours?
Well, you pert near can't fit through the door, what with you being almost 300 pounds.
Oh, quit your lying. You know it ain't so.
Well, you weighed 260 pounds last I weighed you at the feed store, and you done got fatter since.
Won't you have a bottle? Let a body have a little peace and quiet, Tomcat? Besides, this ain't none of your business. Well, I just sat there eating my taters for a good spell when a big pain grabbed me. It wouldn't let go. Lord, Tomcat!
It's them taters, Claudine. I told you not to eat all them taters. It's probably just gas.
A few minutes later, I was feeling better. Then came another pain and another. Oh, the sweat be pouring down my face. Tomcat, I'm gonna die. I'm going to my maker. Oh, Lord!
What do you want me to do about it, Claudine? What do you want me to do?
Get the car and take me to Doc Baker's now, or I'm gonna die. Well, Tomcat managed to get the old Mustang going. He pushed and prodded me into it. It weren't no easy feat getting all of me into true blue, but we done it. I be hollering loud now. Tomcat, I'm gonna die. I knowed I'm gonna die.
Hush, Claudine. It's just them pork chops and all them taters. You're gonna be fine.
Oh, I could tell he was scared. Tomcat done run into Doc Baker's office.
Doc Baker, it's Claudine. She's dying.
It done took Doc Baker and 3 other men to get me out of True Blue and put me in the examining room. Weren't long before Doc Baker said,
"Congratulations, Claudine, you got yourself a boy."
Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetops.
Claudine, you mean you didn't know?
well, how could I, Tomcat? I ain't never had no baby before.
Well, we've been naming him Tomcat Crawley III.
Like hell we will. One Tomcat and his family's enough. I won't have any boy of mine living up to his whoring daddy's name. I just as soon name him after that bowl of taters I be eating when I got the pains.
Now, Claudine.
That's when I hauled off and hit him right between the eyes. But it came to, the birth certificate done been signed. I done named the boy Tater Tom Crawley. I reckon we both got our ways. Life settled back down and went on its usual way when once again I be sitting on the porch with Tomcat shelling beans from the garden. Better give me the Doc Baker. It ain't taters this time neither. A few hours later, I had me a daughter. I named her Shelly Bean. It be November and all the signs is that the cold is here to stay. The fur on the rabbit's feet is thicker than usual, and the carrots I planted grow deeper than ever. I went to the smokehouse to see what needed to be done to get ready for hog killing, and I seen 'em. Rats. Tomcat, best go to town and get some decon. I went on about my business of filling the old drum with water and heating the rocks. I always liked this part of hog killing the best. Dropping the old hog in the scalding water with the ashes in it and watching it loosen up that old piggy's skin and hair.
You ready to shoot the first one, Claudine? You can use my best hog killing rifle.
Nah, Tomcat, you shoot 'em. You know I like slitting their throats the best. Besides, ain't much sport in shooting a pig right between the eyes at close range. I like the feel of the knife in my hand and seeing if I can cut the vein just right. I got my technique perfected. You cut the left side of the goozle about 3 inches down from the jawbone, and you do it fast. When the bleed's finished, into the boiling drum she goes. Then I scrape those piggies clean. I've done this for so many years now, I can cut up a hog in no time at all. Ham, shoulders, all trimmed up. I put the trimmings into a large cooking pot. The rest I set aside for salting. Next, there's sausage to be ground, and heart, lungs, livers, kidneys, and heads to be cooked. I sure do like sending them little piggies to hog heaven. Tomcat, you done spread out the decon?
Yes, Claudine, I done spread it. No sense of rats eating our ham before we do.
Pa took the hogs we weren't planning on killing to the stockyard when the moon was growing, so they all weighed more. We only kill hogs when the moon is big, 'cause if the moon is shrinking, so will the meat. And me and Tomcat sure do like hog killing day. That's about the only good time we have, though. I'm real tired of him wanting to be waited on hand and foot just like Pa. I'm sick to death of his prowling around with other women, then coming home and wanting to mess with me. I wish he'd go away on one of his prowlings and stay gone. Well, I went to work covering up each hunk of meat with salt, molasses, black and red pepper. Then I tried to haul the biggest old ham up on a rope for smoking when I done dropped it on the floor right on top of the decon. That's how I got me the idea of how to get off the farm. We're no use in me throwing away a perfectly good ham. I mixed up brown sugar and pepper and put on another coat of it just in case the decon had a powerful taste. I put the ham in a burlap bag and hauled it to the cellar, laying it on the dirt floor, flat side down. It would stay cool in the cellar, so I reckoned it wasn't sour or spoiled. I couldn't stand seeing Ma suffer no more. Oh, these days she just sat in a rocker, not saying nothing, with tears streaming down her face. I knowed her arthritis be hurting her real bad. Maybe if Ma eats some of the ham, it will relieve her suffering and take her to the hereafter. Or maybe the ham will take Pa first. If he goes first, maybe she won't cry no more. Oh, that's how it came to be. Pa and Ma got him a special ham that year. It had a special ingredient on it just for them.
Sometimes Claudine can be the sweetest girl. She done made me and her pa a special ham. She said she won't let nobody else eat of it. No, sir, just us. Now, people coming down to get some shine know about the ham. Claudine say if we share it with anybody else, she won't make us another. Folks go off and talk about what a good girl Claudine is. People want to know what be Claudine's special ingredient. Oh, she just smile and says she won't tell. Now, I haven't been feeling too good lately. I'm a little weaker than usual, and I've been passing up a lot of blood. Oh, I ain't told nobody. Poor Claudine. I worry about her though. I never let on. I make it a special effort to eat her ham. Don't have the strength nor desire to do it. I just want to be left alone. I hope I can keep it from Claudine that I've been throwing up blood. Oh, I try to take it out in my slop jar and carry it out and dump it in the hole in the Johnny house so won't nobody know. But I was just too weak to do it. Oh, I know that I got something real bad. I know I do. I just know it's eating me away. Claudine went rabbit hunting and came home with a homeless man she met in the woods. She said he could do the chores for food and he'd stay out in the barn and it wouldn't cost us nothing. I'm kind of used to having him around. Oh, he don't say much or nothing at all. I like it like that. We just call him homeless. Now, a couple of times, I thought I'd seen Claudine and homeless acting a little cozy like. Well, my seeing's a little fuzzy, so maybe it ain't so. But I ain't gonna judge her though. That girl has been through enough with her pa's meanness and Tomcat calling her fat and ugly most all the time. You know what? I haven't heard homeless call Claudine nothing. But I have seen him help her with chores and show her some kindness. I noticed Tomcat's been going out all night more than usual. Claudine say it don't matter much to her, but I know it does. It seems like most nights Tomcat don't come home till dawn.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
The day of my funeral started out like any other. I thought I'd be gone to the hereafter, but I ain't. I'm still in my bedroom while everyone else done gone out to my funeral. When now Claudine went for hunting, she forgot to put a black cloth over the mirror. So as I was leaving my body, the mirror sucked me in. Now I had me a black cloth too. I made it out of an old black dress that I got at the Salvation Army store. When I took it home, I noticed that it looked like a lot of those long dresses that the Duncan women wear. Well, now I didn't have a black bonnet, so maybe that's what threw me. Anyways, I only paid $0.25 for it, and it made a right good cloth for covering mirrors. Claudine could have put that black cloth over the mirror, but she didn't. Guess she didn't know it was my time to go. Now, another thing I'm right so grieved about was my pillow. Now, a person can't rightly leave their body with a pillow underneath their head. I tried to move it, but I just was too weak. Now, if somebody had been there to move that pillow, I could have slipped on out nice and easy like. Well, I reckon it don't matter, since the mirror got me anyways. I won't be going to my eternal rest for a long time.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
I don't know what got into me. Maybe it was Ma's passing in those particular circumstances. When Tomcat came strolling in the day after Ma died, I met him at the door with his own shotgun. It were his best hog rock killing rifle. I be pointing at him. I know I done scared him, 'cause I put the crazy look in my eyes. I'd seen my pa put it in his own eyes so many times that I got pretty good at it myself with practice. It was the look of the devil, sure enough.
Now, Claudine, you don't really mean it, do you, honey? Tater Tom and Shelly Bean, they need their daddy.
I shot the gun off an inch over his head. Tomcat ran for his truck and floored it, backing all the way up the dirt road. The way I looked, he weren't about to take the time to turn around. I don't know what got into me to make me act that way. It was like some other woman be talking right out of my mouth. There was a place in me that felt like a big black rat trying to eat its way out.
The family cemetery is a small, neglected place full of briars and weeds. It is always forgotten till the next one be dropped into the gaping earth. Anybody who thought to carry a shovel up the hill made the hole. If it be a cold or rainy day, you can bet the grave will be shallow. Often the caskets, for those lucky enough to have one, pop up after being weathered on a while. White rocks be placed around, for them didn't have no gravestone, nor nobody to care. A rock at the head, a rock at the foot. Just a tiny rock for a newborn come dead.
It has been a few years since I've been to the burying place. Granddaddy's burial's probably the last time, I reckon. The only way up here is with Blackie, Granddaddy's old horse, pulling the casket. Blackie is so old now. His hair's turned all gray, just like old people's. I never seen a horse so old. I hoped he wouldn't die pulling Minnie up the hill and have to try to get him down. I don't don't think any of this family could carry Minnie up the hill or Blackie down. Everybody here looks old as dirt. I reckon with Minnie being the first to go of her generation, the rest will be dropping like flies. I hadn't seen Miss Fanny for several years, but there she was, waiting at the burial hole. Her and Possum Pete waiting for us at the burial hole, and Parson Pete's their farm joined my great-granddaddy's. Reckon she walked up and waited. She must be pert near 90 years old. Miss Fanny, what you looking up in that tree for?
Possum done climbed that tree and I can't get him down.
Possum, come on down from there. Possum just shake his head no. He must be about the same age as Miss Fanny. He's about as spry as they come. He couldn't be 4 feet tall, and I swear he shrunk some since I seen him last. Possum ain't never been right in the head since I knowed him. He always acts like a little rascally boy. I've been told Miss Fanny married him one morning, and he got shipped out right after. Got himself gas bombed in World War I. He left as a man and came home as a little boy. Most of the time, if work needs to be done, Possum Pete be up there in that tree. That's why they call him Possum Pete. I always knowed Miss Fanny to be called the Miss in honor of her virginal state. Reckon it sounds a lot better than calling her Miss Possum. The burial was a nice one. Uncle Claude, Uncle Ray, and me threw handfuls of dirt after the preacher stopped talking. Uncle Claude didn't say much. He just stood there with Doc Baker, homeless, and a few people who got to know Minnie when they'd come to buy shine at the house. After the service, we got Possum Pete coaxed out of the tree with a piece of peppermint candy. Now it was time to go over to Uncle Claude's place. Most of us had food to take. I got to my car and looked in my rearview mirror and added a little dab of Mary Kay mascara. My relatives and Claude Shine customers would expect me to look good, since I am a saleswoman for Mary Kay Cosmetics. Maybe I'd even book a party. One day, I was going to have a Mary Kay pink Cadillac. I just knew I would. I turned my car off the main road onto the old dirt road leading to Uncle Claude's farmhouse. It was the same except the potholes had gotten bigger. The small creek was still there and I had to drive through it. I parked my car and about 1,000,000 dogs jumped over me when I get out. There were dead deer parts all over the yard. I worked my way up to the house trying to keep them damn dogs from tearing my hose. That was hard to do walking in hills, carrying my special chicken salad made with cream of chicken soup, Miracle Whip, and 3 cups of crushed potato chips, and only the white meat of the chicken. I know some people use dark meat, but I think it's real tacky for a company dish. After walking all over the dog shit and beer bottles on the porch, I had to adjust my faux pearls, just like Jackie O's, and dabbed a bit of pink champagne lipstick onto my lips. As I entered the house, I saw Mama in the kitchen.
Beulah was busy preparing her famous green bean casserole, made with cream of mushroom soup, fried onion rings, and Velveeta cheese.
Have you ever seen so much food, Lula Mae? I thought it best I'd come over here and get everything set up before everyone else arrives. I sure hope Minnie didn't mind I missed her funeral.
I'm sure she didn't, Mama. She's probably happy we're all here in her kitchen. It's sad to see her rocking chair without her in it. I had never been here that I haven't heard her radio playing.
Well, set your company dish down with the rest. I'm glad you could come and didn't have one of your Mary Kay parties. Want me to make you a fried bologna sandwich? I got some sunbeam bread, Velveeta cheese, and Miracle Whip, so you knowed it would be good.
No thanks, Mama. There's so much good eating on that table. I think I'll just help myself to one of your Spam sandwiches and a big helping of ham hocks and collard greens.
Beulah was putting on a big dollop of Miracle Whip on her Jell-O cocktail mold shaped like a pineapple. This was her specialty dish. Miss Fanny walked in, carrying her deviled eggs and mashed potato casserole made with Miracle Whip and Velveeta cheese. Miss Fanny always brought deviled eggs and potato casserole because she raised her own chickens, and the taters she done hoed and growed herself, even at her advanced age. There are all kind of specialty company dishes on the table, such as barbecued wieners and A1 sauce, pork and beans with extra ham, and tuna noodle casserole made with Miracle Whip, cream of celery soup, and Velveeta. For desserts, there was Coca-Cola cake and 7-Up salad made with lemon jello.
Hi, Miss Fanny. It's a good thing Possum came down from that tree.
Well, I couldn't rightly leave him up there, now could I? He sure does like that old oak hanging over them graves like that.
The dead give him comfort.
I believe they do, child. I believe they do. And what's more, I brought you some pickles. These are in memory of your mama. She sure liked my pickles. And I have my cucumber patch did right well this year.
Well, I'm sure the dead are glad Possum visits them. They probably get lonely in their graves with only themselves to talk to.
I'm sure they do, child. Possum has his ways, but he sure does. He's just different. Now, he talks to people that we can't even see. And you and I can't see none of them, but Possum's out there and he's talking to them. And him with a mind like a child's.
Well, thank you for the pickles, Miss Fanny. I'll not eat more than a pickle a day and think of Ma when I do it.
Claudine, I know it must feel awful to lose your mom. She was real good to me when I came over and played with you when we were little. It won't be the same around here without Aunt Minnie. Remember the times me and you used to dress them beagle pups up in your doll clothes?
Well, those pups wore the doll clothes since my dolls didn't have heads since the rats ate them.
I remember some of them had parts of their heads, Claudine. The parts the rats didn't gnaw off. They were some creepy dolls you had in your attic. You still got rats, Claudine? Or them dolls? Claudine didn't say anything. She just turned white. Guess she'd be thinking about her ma, then what day it was. We were all in the kitchen, saying our respects and eating our way through mountains of food when we heard the noise. It was a sound I ain't never ever heard. It was nothing no animal or human could ever make. Several of us was brave enough to run out of the kitchen door just as a black crow flew out of Minnie's bedroom window.
Did you see it?
We better go see what happened.
Oh, my
You go
Lord.
first, Claude, since you were Minnie's husband and a man to boot.
Possum Pete be standing in Minnie's bedroom in a pile of broken glass, holding her slop jar close to his heart. He had a blankness in his eyes that saw nothing but saw something all at the same time. A sound fell from his man-child mouth like watered milk.
Black crow, fly in! Peck, peck, peck Minnie from the mirror, then she fly out!
There's a spirit in this room.
Us women, we just looked at each other. We knowed what each other was thinking. A spell had been broken, and Minnie was free at last. Free from Claude and his dirt-poor farm, and free from her suffering and pain. I broke the quiet that fell in the room by saying so everyone could hear. I ain't never heard Possum Pete speak before.
Well, I reckon he ain't had nothing to talk about before.
Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away.
Claudine, don't see none of your special ham in here right now. I sure could go for a sandwich out of that ham, though. It'd be kind of honor to your ma. Can you make me some in her memory?
Yes, Pa.
I'll go to the cellar with you, Claudine. It'll give us a chance to talk in private.
Claudine and Lula May go down the cellar stairs, where Claudine cuts off a hunk of ham for her pa with her special hog gutting knife.
Don't you want to cut some extra meat for everybody else? I'm sure Minnie wouldn't care if others are eating her special ham now that she's gone. Claudine, what's wrong? You've got a funny look on your face.
Claudine didn't say a word as she stood by the butchered ham, eyes downcast, looking guilty. A lightning bolt went off in Lula May's brain as she studied on her cousin.
I knowed what you did, Claudine, and there ain't no use denying it. You couldn't put rat poison in Claude Shine because you didn't know who'd be swigging after him. That's why you put it on the hog and don't let nobody else have any.
You ain't going to tell the law on me, are you, Lula May?
No, Claudine. I'm going to help you. So just listen to me. Mix some decon in Miracle Whip and put it in this Tupperware container I keep my Mary Kay Cosmetics in.
Lula May pulls a large Tupperware container from her oversized purse, opens it, and dumps her assortment of Mary Kay beauty potions back into her bag.
Fix Claude a special plate like you do every night. Put the Miracle Whip on Claude's food just the way he likes it. Make sure you keep the Tupperware in the back of the refrigerator where Bean and Tater can't get to it. Between the Miracle Whip and the ham, something will surely happen.
But it's killing, Lula May. You know it ain't right. I know my leaving the earth was a good thing. But Pa's been eating the same thing that she did. Yeah, he ain't got sick. I think I should just leave this all alone.
Killing a spirit be about the same as killing a body. Think of how your pa killed Minnie bit by bit, like he was some kind of redneck god, over her and you. What if he does to Bean and Tater the things he did to you and your mom? I went to a snake handling church a couple of times. Sometimes the snakes bit who handled them, and sometimes not. But it was up to the Lord whether the ones that got bit lived or died. The Miracle Whip is like them snakes, Claudine. Don't you see?
Claudine, Claudine, a redneck queen, raised by a man that was oh so mean.
I reckon Pa wondered why all of a sudden I started taking good care of him. He probably thought it was 'cause Ma passed over. Anyways, I got to cooking in the kitchen more. Some nights I put 4 or 5 different helpings of food on Pa's plate. Most of them covered Miracle Whip. Once or twice a week, Lula May brought over something special. Usually a Miracle Whip dessert made just for Pa. He seemed to enjoy his visits from Lula May. One time he even told me he'd gotten where he liked her, even if she was a woman. It was several months after Ma died when Aunt Beulah came over and saw what bad shape Pa was in. She called for Doc Baker to come to the house. By the time he made it over, Pa had passed over in the same bed as Ma.
I'm glad you were with your pa when he took his last breath, Claudine. I'm sure you were a comfort to him. I suspect that the drinking is what killed him. I pronounce him dead.
Lula May and I figured it was a blessing not to know which it was that killed him, the poison or the squeezins.
Kill one out of mercy, one out of spite. little bit of decoy and she took their lives. Oh, Claudine, poor Claudine.
After Claude died, Claudine was out in the fields hoeing taters. I was watching her from my crow eyes up in a tree. Now, Claudine's pa used to say, hoeing taters weren't a woman's job. Didn't make no sense since he wanted women to do everything else. Well, anyways, as I was saying, Claudine was out in the fields hoeing taters when she heard a clink. She uncovered the earth and found Claude's lightning money buried in jars. Oh, she kept on hoeing. There sure were a lot of blue jars planted in rows. Then Claudine found a book of Claude's accounts just before the electric company bought up all but a piece of her pa's farm and flooded it. Claudine came into a big hunk of money for some worthless land. And then she went on out and bought herself a nice double wide, which now sits on the edge of the water. Eventually, she began to raise chickens and learn how to swim. Now, Claudine and Homeless took up her pa's business. They have quite the knack for making money. In fact, the shine business took off so good, they even had Uncle Willie Ray run the steel and make deliveries. Of course, he only does it at night. Tomcat, well, he done moved to another county. He didn't want to have to pay the child support that Franklin County said he had to pay. He even gave up a job and hasn't bothered to get another. Oh, plus, he got another girl in a family way. He's living on the streets. I guess his name should be Alley Cat now. Homeless and Claudine, well, they got them a lot of loving going on and had a baby of their own. A sweet little girl named Baby. Those two never could decide any other name. Well, Baby seems to suit her well. Well, one day, when Baby wasn't but a few days old, Homeless came up and stood up and said,
"From this day forward, you shall call me by the name my mama gave me when I was born. My name is Claude."
Claude? Oh, well, now, ain't that a hoot? Now, on the nights of the full moon, Claudine and Claude go out into the fields and hoe taters and drink a lot of lightning. And before long, they be hoeing taters with nothing on but their boots, laughing and dancing and howling at the moon. It sure is a sight to see. Oh, many a night, Possum Pete be up in the tree looking down on them while they dance. Now, my grandchildren, they're growing up healthy and strong. Claudine and Claude take good care of their kids. No more beatings or name-calling like there was with Claudine's pa. You know, Claudine never did get her pa a headstone. Unless you consider the jar of lightning she leaves where a tombstone ought to be. I'm never lonely anymore, and I've got a good view of all that goes on. If you look up on the roof of Claudine's double wide, Well, you'll see a friendly black cackling crow perched nearby.
Claudine, Claudine, she's a redneck queen, raised by a man that was also mean. Claudine, Claudine, she's a redneck queen, raised by a man that was also mean. Lived back in the woods, away from it all. Hated her old man, but she loved him all. Now Tomcat knew that she wanted true blue, a little trade for some shine, and he knew what to do. Her and Tomcat were called messing around by her daddy's shotgun. They were married bound. Oh, Claudine, poor Claudine. Then the tin came along, Tater, Tom, and Shelly Bean. Tomcat's an ass, and like her daddy, he was mean. She put a gun to his head, she said, if you come back around, I'll shoot you dead, put you in shallow ground. Oh, Claudine, poor Claudine. Her mom and pa endured years of fighting the strife. With a little bit of decon, Claudine took their lives. Killed her ma out of mercy, her pa out of spite, and she sent him to hell and sent her into the light. Oh, Claudine, poor Claudine. Now homeless, he was always around, quietly waiting, and he never made a sound. Oh, we loved Claudine, a good husband he would make. Now they're sipping shine and eating Velveeta cake. Happily ever after on Smith Mountain Lake. Oh, Claudine, poor Claudine. Long live, the redneck queen. Claudine.
To them, we go to here, to there, and then we go on. And now we, intermission. And now we take.
Take, right, sorry.
So,